probably need to camp out, you think?
I'm sure there's people on this call that can tell you better than me, but I had to go get tested because I was exposed at work. I had a defendant walk in, and thank God nothing. But I had to go get tested, and it was like the pre-sale like the pre-sale before Thanksgiving where everybody's camped out at Walmart.
Black Friday.
Black Friday is like that, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, here we are, and thanks. I'm sorry to interrupt a good conversation, but we have some fellowship built in just for that. Let's get started. Jan, would you mind bringing us to order, please?
All right, let's pray. Gracious Lord,
Thank you.
indeed, our times are in your hands. And for that, we can give you thanks. And so, Lord, we pray that you will guide us, all of us, as we walk through this hard time that seems like it's never ending and seems like it's always changing. So help us to be stable and help us to be able to help our neighbors, our friends, our family, whether through Rotary, through our church, or any other avenue that you give us. And we ask this in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Jan, for that. And Danny, would you mind? I love your flag. You brought one. Please lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Danny. And Susan, would you lead us in song today?
Why, that spells Rotary. R-O-T-A-R, where is known on land and
Sea.
from north to south, from east to west, one profits most, who serves the best. R-O-T-A-R-Y, that spells Rotary.
Yay!
Beautiful. Thank you,
Really well
Susan.
done.
Yay.
Really well done.
And tell the beach we said hello.
Hi, Dee.
Do we have any visiting Rotarians or any guests of Rotarians? I'm not sure that I saw anybody sneak in. It doesn't look like there's anybody hanging out in the waiting room today. Let's see, birthdays. We have a birthday coming up this week. It's Ruth's birthday tomorrow, but I know that she's on her own little vacation today. And so we want to make sure not to disturb her, except we will all call her this afternoon to wish her a happy birthday. So we got that going on tomorrow. And I don't believe we have any wedding or Rotary anniversaries this week, but I think we have some next week. So come back and look for those. Let's see, do we have any happy or sad dollar announcements? Cynthia, I'm looking your direction. Let's see if we can get you unmuted. Are you
Oh, Cynthia. Is she here?
Well, tell you
I
what,
saw her earlier. I saw her earlier.
While we wait for Cynthia to come back to us, if you haven't gotten your Main Street downtown email, she is expanding her horizons. Susan, did you want to let us know about that? You seem
She called me the other day, and she's retiring at the end of the month. And certainly hate to see her go, but she's moving to Colorado to be closer to family. And we certainly hate to see her go, but wish her all the best.
Thank you, Susan, for that. And Cynthia, if you can hear us, you know where we are, same time, same place. You're always welcome to join back in and say howdy. Let's see, anybody else have any happy dollar announcements? Hey there, Janine. All right. Well, Janine, you've always got something happy to say. You got any free dollars and happy news?
Well, I just hopped on, so I don't even know who's on, but I just want to say I am super duper humbled by this. I see Chris on there. By this community, and the kindness they've shown me. Chris and his wife sent me flowers today. Thanking me, and Crystal did it last week, and I just feel so very blessed to be a part of this community and this club. And so there's my little happy dollar announcement. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, all of you guys, because I've gotten calls from Rotary folks wanting to help us to feed the people at the testing site. And we've done some amazing things, and it's been because we've got such an amazing community who steps up to the plate and is phenomenal. So I just feel so blessed and lucky.
Well, thank you, Janine, and thank you, Cynthia, for always making us cry at the beginning of our meeting. That's wonderful news. Thank you, Janine. One more announcement. Don't forget, we have officially started our second week of our membership strengthening program, Together We Connect. Thank you to all of those who participated this past week, and those participants will be entered into our weekly Paul Harris drawing. And so we'll see that at the end of our program. So don't forget, you got your new pairs today. And so there's another chance to play. So today we're going to be learning about our My Rotary account. And so there might be a couple of questions you have lingering in the back of your mind while Jadine teaches us more about this. One of them might be, hey, Jadine, so last week you taught us all about Club Runner and why Club Runner is important and how to log into Club Runner. Tell me, is that the only login that we're ever going to have to know in Rotary?
Probably not. If you're ready to learn more about Rotary, the answer is absolutely no. And we'll help you with that. But if you have to know one, know Club Runner. But we're going to teach you so much more today.
Well, then take it away, sir.
Okay. Thanks, Justin. So as we were talking about last week, and let me confirm that everybody can see my screen. Awesome.
Can confirm.
Last week we were talking about Club Runner. Now, because Rotary International has over 35,000 clubs, they don't dictate to every club how they run their business, if they have to have a website and what that website looks like. They don't dictate if they have to have a centralized application to keep their members' accounts and information together, or if they just write it on a piece of paper. And so because of that, there are thousands of different ways to catalog your members. And as we discussed last week, oh, hang on a second. I'm sorry, Justin. I need to show them this. So last week we discussed Rotary in your pocket. Back in the day, and I'm sure some of y'all have seen this before, this is the way Rotary here in Kingsville did it. We had a nice little book, and we had people, we have different, what we do now online, we had different people, and you just kind of went through and found a person and contacted them. And if you wanted to contact, Clyde Allen back in 1973 when this book was put together, there he is. You just contacted old Clyde Allen. So our club puts all that in your pocket, and last week we went over how to get it on the phone. And on your screen, you're looking at the website version of that. Club Runner, and that's where you go to update your information, edit your profile, make sure you have the right phone number. And so that's what our club uses to catalog our members and to keep our website and other information running. Well, how does our club meet with, contact and keep in touch with Rotary International? And that's where we go to myrotary.org. Now, My Rotary is a place that Rotary International, the head of our club, keeps contact with all the other clubs. And this is how we do that. You don't have to sign in to get many of the benefits, but the deep benefits that we're going to go into today, you do need to register for an account. And that's simple enough. Once you press register for account, it'll ask you some details. You give them your sign on, and it'll ask you some more information about what club you're with. I have already done that for us, so I'm just going to simply sign in. And once we're signed in, we'll look at how not only how our club lets Rotary International know what we're doing, how we're doing. I'll also show you some things as a member that we can get from My Rotary site. All different kinds of information here. Let's start with the Member Center. So here's some of the things that, as a member, with a new sign-in, separate from our Club Runner, we have. Of course, we have our profile and account settings where we can go in and change anything that we need to. We usually leave this for our secretaries from our club, but this has got all my information, so Rotary International knows how to get a hold of it. Staying in the Member Center, we got directories from our club for Rotary International. We can get the Rotary credit card for more benefits. We can also, here's some tools, we can also check out how our club is doing. And let's take a look at that real fast. Just let's get an overview of what Rotary has taken a look at with our club. When you become an officer, or if you're just curious to know the temperature of our club, you can run reports out of where we're going right now. You can also check out our goals. And so 2 years ago, when I got our Rotary, when I was cataloging so we could get our much deserved Rotary citation, I know this year when Ruth was doing the same thing, and I know next year when Justin's doing the same thing, they're going to feed this information into Rotary International, and they're going to watch it closely because we have a small club, but it's very, very active and engaged, and it kind of shows. Look at this. Here's how our club, this is just our club, has done with membership, and we've kind of hold steady. You see, over the course of several years, we kind of float around in the high 40s as far as membership. Looking at our gender, no unreported, that's perfect. Look at our gender trends with our club. Back in 2017, 2018, the girls took over and have maintained that ever since. Love that. And so then, you know, just a good idea of a snapshot of our club. Looking at our age, this is why it's so important to make sure your date of birth is in our Club Runner system. What's great, because you have the two systems. You have what we use as our club, the Club Runner, and what we're looking at now, which is My Rotary. They talk to each other. And so if we have a good birth date that nobody else sees except Secretary, President, and the computer at Rotary International, they kind of give us again, a snapshot of how our club's doing. We want to be a good, diverse club, and we have one unreported that I have to work on today, but you can see where a lot of our membership lies, where we may want to work on and focus on. Looks like we don't have very many 70 and over. Justin, we're going to have to start working on that. We need to get more 70 and over in our club.
We'll go ahead and we'll advertise down at the skate park. and
That's
see
right.
if we can pick up those numbers.
We'll work on that. Look at our projects and funding as we've gone. I think with this one, what you're seeing is more accurate reporting. We've kind of taken the way we report a little differently, so don't, we're still doing well, but I think this is probably the more accurate too, how we're doing with the cash we pull in and the goods and services we provide to our community. Also, same sort of trends as far as our volunteers and the hours that they put in, all just good information. And I won't stay too much longer. I just want to give you that snapshot, and I wanted to show you, if you're ever curious, on how we do. This is what Ruth was working with last year. The board of directors had set some goals on telling Rotary what we expected to achieve, and then she drove us hard to make sure we achieved those goals. And then she reported it. And so we do expect yet another well-deserved citation this year. And so that's where that stuff is watched. So many other things we can take a look at. Let's go back to My Rotary. And again, Club Runner is what we have to make sure is up to date and accurate, because that's what our club uses to contact each other and index our members and keep track of all the good things we do. My Rotary is how your club reports to it, and it's got different things that we can use. For instance, let's also take a look at the Learning Center. Here, since everyone has been on quarantine and then had to stay or shelter in place, Rotary's really responded, and so there is no lack of online courses or online trainings, and there's several going every day around the world that you can log in on. But if you're ever needing more, and if we ever go back to normal, the Learning Center was where we always go to find a little bit more. I'll click on that. And if you're wanting to know a little bit more about our club, and you're looking for bite-size learning sessions, what we're going to see are videos, and well-produced videos at that, in 15-minute, 20-minute, 10-minute blocks to explain a little bit more about our club. And once that loads up, I'll show you a couple. While that is loading up, Justin, I was going to see if you saw any questions. Let me take some questions so far about the two different systems we use, and what's available so far and how those are used with Rotary. Okay. And if there are, just call them out, Justin. But here we are, we're loading up just one more offering at My Rotary. Again, there's so much that they offer here. We're only going to just touch a little bit, but prior to the situation that we're living in now, they always have these on 24 hours a day in several different languages, but I'll just focus on English. I get a lot of questions about, some of our fellowships we do. Well, there's a great place, and it kind of explains it. I've even had to look at some of these when asking about some of the scholarships we've offered. Even as president, I've had to get on the e-learning real fast, watch a quick video to just, okay, we've got this, this, and this as far as scholarships available. But it's not just all about Rotary. They give you some quick bites into, look at this, becoming an effective facilitator. That might be nice. If you've ever listened to or read Stephen Covey, he's always talking about sharpening the saw, whereas you might have your you might have your career down and you've got your role in society down, but you can always build it up. What a great little place to do that. And so that again is on the My Rotary site. Let's go back and see what else we got. So those are there, always 24 hours in bite-sized spots for you. Go back to My Rotary. And not only does it, of course, catalog and report to Rotary International what we do, We get discounts. We have the ability to get a Rotary credit card that gives you also discounts whenever you use it. And come on now.
While you're poking around on
Absolutely. Thank you, Justin.
on myrotary.org, do be patient and just know that your dollars are not going to more servers.
That's right. And so here's whenever we do different branding, about probably in 2012, Rotary did an in-depth dive on our brand recognition. Do people know who we are? And the answer was kinda, sorta, yeah, we heard about it. Is that what that wheel is when we go into town every day? And so they made they made a major refurbish of everything we print, everything we put out there. And in order to be consistent, they even give us the opportunity, if you're ever putting a flyer together, if Justin ever says, hey, can you put, we got a fundraiser, can you put a flyer together? When you come to myrotary.org, again, with the member center, you can come down here and you can find different sources. We were talking about branding. We want to be consistent. We want to make sure everything looks the same because that's how you get top of the mind awareness, is when everything looks the same. And so when you come to the brand center, they've got ways to make our own logos. Again, because we've gone through that major change, we no longer just do that wheel of excellence. We do a full-on logo. And if we just kind of swap between the two, you lose that reinforcement that brings that top of mind awareness. And so we can go in there and we can create a logo. It's going to take a second for this to load up, but you can just go in there and do a template. It's going to put it in the right format with the right logo and the right wheels. And this is my go-to, and I'm sure it's some of the other officers when you want to create it. Go in there and tell them what you want. Rotary Club of, where am I at? Rotary Club of Kingsville. Look at this. And that's just kind of a quick sample of everything else that's in there. And so you'll see how they do these formats for you. And then you can save it, publish it, change it into PDFs, but it's a great tool. And that entire membership brand center, not only do they have logos, if you shop around here, you're going to see a lot of familiar things that our club already uses because they have templates, they have other ad materials. The membership brochure we uses their format, and it keeps it all nice and consistent. So we're continuing to push the Rotary brand. We don't want to be, we don't want 2022 to roll around and people still have the same attitude towards Rotary as, I think they're good. My granddaddy might have been in that. We want to make sure everybody knows what we're up to now and today. Justin, those were the big things I wanted to make sure everybody hit. I wanted to make sure that they knew the two different things between them, between Club Runner and My Rotary. I also wanted to make sure that they knew the difference or all the things that are available at My Rotary. And I wanted to make sure they knew the snapshot where we can find reports. And of course, that is called the Rotary Club Central. And it's central because it's a central snapshot of everything our club's doing. I wanted to make sure they knew if they have to create logos or templates, that they're not doing it from a vacuum, that they can come to the brand center. Rotary's put a lot of resources at our disposal. Other things like the Learning Center. Right now, probably Learning Center isn't the first place to go to because there's so many offerings right now online that are real time and awesome. But this is in bite-sized 15 minutes, and so what a great opportunity to take a look at those. and of course different other materials. And I'll show you donor recognition. A lot of people hear about us getting Paul Harris Awards. Well, what is that? Where's a central place that I can find that? Well, my Rotary donor recognition, they're going to give us a nice little video that explains it, and they're going to tell us all the different levels of Rotary giving and in all the different club recognitions. Some clubs are at 100% Paul Harris. Some of them donate $100 every year to the Rotary Foundation, and that's its own thing. And so when you hear us give awards to different entities with different kind of giving amounts, it translates that for you. We want to recognize our members, but we don't want to throw it out there about how much money you gave, but we do want to make sure that they understand. And this is a good translation device. So with that information, did I miss anything that you wanted to make sure I hit, Justin?
Thanks, Jadine, for all of that. I wanted to touch on a couple of things. And so while you were back in the brand center and teaching us about the logo and all that stuff, I want everybody to rest assured we're not intending for you to go out and make, new logos and that kind of thing. If you have a flyer that you need to put together, you have a program that you're assembling, let us know. We've already created all of those logos for you. We have our official branding. And so all it takes is a phone call, a text message, an email, and we will get all of those things to you. And so, the reason we're spending time on that is, why is our brand important? Why does it matter that it's a certain kind of blue and a certain kind of gold? And why does it have to be that, what we call the master brand? From a business perspective, it's branding, it's name recognition. Next time you're out on General Cavazos and you look to Walmart, you might notice that there are some similarities in the Walmart logo and the Rotary logo. Well, you know what? It works. And so why rebuild the wheel? And so, that's why these things are important. It's the branding and that name recognition. Hey, Jadine, we had a couple of questions, some very good questions coming in through the chat box. One of them on the Learning Center, Dawn asks, do those learning courses cost anything?
They are absolutely free, just for your time. Absolutely. And now you may have saw where it said enroll. I won't go back there to confuse, but there might have been a button that says enroll. All that is they're trying to catalog how many people are watching them. And so if you hit the button that says enroll, all it's going to ask you is for your name. That way they know, okay, people are watching this. This is worth keeping up, or we need to change it. But no, absolutely free, 24 hours a day. And I'm going to take back what I said about there's so many opportunities right now, because there are, but a 15-minute bite, a 15-minute viewing of what is a scholarship or how to improve your management skills or mediator skills, that has its own place too. And so definitely take a look at that.
Thanks, Jadine. And if y'all will remember, a few weeks ago, I sent out an email about membership committee. And what's the old adage, who's on membership committee? Everybody's on membership committee. And so there are some bite-sized programs from the Learning Center on membership engagement, membership retention, how to find new members, how to hold on to your members, how to keep them invigorated. And so there's stuff on foundation, there's stuff on public image, there's stuff on Interact, Rotaract, Early Act, all those kinds of things. Lots of good stuff there. Thank you, Dawn, for that question. Another good question, can we buy Rotary swag here? So we have some folks with all these crazy Rotary shirts. Is this the place to get those, Jadine? Or are there several other places to do that?
There are several other places to do that. Just, is it Russell Hampton? I want to answer that question real bad. Is that my?
So
Are you bringing it up? Would you like me to stop so you can share it?
I was trying to think of so it's Russell Hampton is who we usually use for Rotary gear. It's something like russellhampton.com or rh.com, something along those lines.
This is them.
Yeah, they are our probably, maybe not preferred, but they are our usual supplier of things. There are a few other licensed vendors of Rotary stuff, but definitely here's a good place to start.
And I believe also, Justin, if you can't remember Russell Hampton, like neither you or I could, there's also because to defer some of the cost that takes with running our website, we allow Russell Hampton to put a nice little, we're always looking for a way to save a buck, just good management. There's their link right there. And it's always going to be at the very top of our website page.
Thanks, Jay Dean, for that. We have one more question about Rotary Club of Kingsville stationery. Good question, Richard. We don't have stationery because we don't have fountain pens anymore, but we can certainly put something digital together for that, and that is an easy thing to do. Thank you, Richard, for asking that. Hey,
and Justin, if he's really just wanting to buy some, Russell Hampton does have that. I'm hovering over it on the screen as well.
Thank you for that. Now, you mentioned about learning and stuff, online classes. I'm going to share something here. I hope nobody minds. So, as everyone probably remembers, a couple of us were supposed to be in Honolulu last month. We're still grieving about that. But worry not, Rotary International Convention 2020 is still not over. There's still more learning to do. So here are some what we call the July breakouts. And let's see, today is the 21. And so there are still a dozen more online classes, online seminars, webinars, Zoom meetings to be learning from. The way you get there is either from My Rotary. You can also Google Rotary International Convention, but you can get there from the My Rotary website. And I believe there's probably a link that Jay Dean has on our website and possibly even in that bulletin that he puts together. And look at that, all July, all online. Learn from Rotary leaders around the world. So there is still more learning to do.
And Justin, one of the other things as far as stationery as well, not only do we have a good stationery, but if somebody's looking for thank you cards or other accoutrement like that, of course, our club does have that for you to use. And of course, Russell Hampton has it for you to purchase.
Thanks so much. Let's see, I don't believe I saw any more questions coming in the chat box. But let's put a bow on it. So are myrotary.org and Club Runner the same thing, Jay Dean?
They are not.
Does it require a separate login, Jay Dean?
It does, sir.
Is there a place to learn about Rotary, Jay Dean?
Several. And you sound like my mom. Thanks. Several.
We briefly touched on this. Is there a place to get discounts, Jay Dean?
Yes. In the member center, not only through their discount service, but also through the Rotary credit card.
Remember, it is called Global Rewards. In fact, that is how I book all of my hotels these days. That is how I got a hotel on Waikiki Beach that we didn't get to use for $105 a night. Global Rewards. Hey, Jay Dean, why is this possibly important to me?
Because first off, it's how we run our club and it's how we run your club. And there's so many things that Rotary International tries to give back to make sure that we have value. And that goes from different discounts. It goes from giving us reporting on how our club's doing and how vibrant we are and where we have room for improvement. It gives us branding and easy ways to do things without rethinking it, and ways to learn not only about our vocation, but also our club.
Thanks so much for that. We have a few more things coming up. Board, we still need to reconvene about some beginning of the year questions. And so I've heard back from a couple of y'all on when is a good time to have that reconvening. And so be thinking about a time and date that's good for you. Don't forget, throughout July, we have Rotary International Convention July breakouts. August 1, that is in less than a week, it's on a Saturday, Rotary Multi-District Training Institute will have an all-day with breaks Zoom meeting. We'll be covering foundation, we'll be covering membership, we'll be covering public image, Rotaract, all sorts of things. We encourage everyone who is available to come in, particularly if you are a club officer or director for this current Rotary year. Registration is free, but you must register. More information on that on our website. More information on that is also at the district website. If you still have any questions, never hesitate to call, text, or email any of us. And Jay Dean showed us how to do that last week from the Club Runner app. September 1, Eddie Bartneski, our district governor, will be coming to visit, and we'll go over our goals and our strategic planning and plans for the year, things of that nature. And does anybody else have anything for the good of Rotary today?
Can you hear me now?
Cynthia, hello. Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. Yay. I made the mistake of going into this meeting on my remote screen for the work screen, and it didn't recognize, my camera or anything on this laptop. I'm working from home today, so.
Well, wonderful. I'm not sure if you were able to hear us earlier, but did you?
Oh, yes, I heard the whole thing. I just couldn't speak for some reason because I was, like I said, I logged into the meeting through my remote work screen, so.
I gotcha. Well, would you like to give us a little bit of information on your next chapter?
Well, back home to Colorado. I've been in Texas since 2006, so, and it's been wonderful, and I've really enjoyed the community and fell in love with it and the people, but it's time to go home now, I guess.
Well, Cynthia,
I bet there's a Rotary Club in Colorado.
I bet there is.
Yes.
I bet there is. And if you have any trouble finding one, you just let us know.
Yes, I will. But, like I told Ruth in the email, I've just watched this club go from good to excellent. And thanks to your leadership and just the way our club members come together, it really is an excellent club.
Well, thank you,
And
Cynthia.
I see Jan D'Antone. Where in Colorado? It's northern Colorado. It's called Loveland. It's between Boulder and Fort Collins along the Front Range.
Yep.
So.
Well, that is absolutely fantastic, and you've done great work here in town, and you will definitely be missed. We always are able to look to you with confidence for the next neat thing in town. So we certainly thank you for all your years of service, Cynthia.
Okay. Well, thank you for the kind words.
And we're always here, same time, same place. And so don't ever hesitate to, come back and visit.
Okay.
Let's see, we have our weekly Paul Harris drawing winners. And remember, the way we did that is from our current, or rather our past week's pairing folks. And so these are the folks that let us know that they were paired up and we're going to do a random drawing just so that you know that it's a random drawing. I've included the formula right up here for you so that you know it's not rigged. All right, so without further ado, let's see who our winning pair is. And 2, haha, Uche, we're the weekly winning pairs. All right. So don't forget to call your pair this week, submit that report so that you can be entered into next week's drawing.
And Justin, you had a couple of questions. I know where you're presenting. I was going to show, if you wanted to explain to everybody, I was going to show them where to get their pairs. And if you wanted to tell them, when do they need to get that emailed to you by?
Good questions. And so let's see, where's my pairing? I think we're going to get to that one right now. Oh, look at that. There are some pairs. Click the pairs. And there's your weekly assignment. If you've misplaced your weekly bulletin that comes out every Tuesday at 8 a.m., there's a place to get that from our website. Jadine, how do they get that from the website? So here we are on our website, and if we scroll part of the way down to Club Bulletins, there we are. Oh, click the Club Bulletins and punch those pairs. Beautiful. Thanks for that. And the next question is, when do we need to have that in? Have that in by midnight on Monday night, because I'm probably going to forget to look at it Tuesday morning. All right. Good questions. Good questions. Well,
What's going on?
hey there, Uche. We're winners. Good job. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today. We're here every week, same time, same place. And please, if you would join me in the 4-way test of the things we think, say, or do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Okie dokie. We're done. And 2 minutes early. Enjoy your vacation.
Bye.
Stay safe, everybody.
All right.